Have you ever noticed so many things in life seem to have a flow, and even life itself has a flow? I start to realize like the natural flow of things. Just okay, the present moment. Each moment is going into each other, even though it's always the present moment. If I go walk into my room, I've entered a new, present moment. But each moment and step I took was also a moment in between there. Now I say all that to say we're all a part of this flow of the universe, the flow of the unfolding of everything. Like you are a part of the flow of everything. So how does it seem like you have the audacity, we have the audacity as humans to think that we can go against this flow? That's like standing in a river that's flowing downhill. Man, you trying to resist the avalanche. Like, what are you doing? And we often like to think that our human way and how we see the world is just how it is. And then we have a validity with that because how we see is how we see. And everybody has their own version of seeing. But I say all this foreground and said all this to say that your habits are like your deposits. Our lives are like banks. And think of like currency. Currency is flowing. You constantly have currency. What's up, my homie? I don't know. Bro got real close. He felt the energy. But we all have this currency, as in life is flowing at all times. But it seems as though sometimes the currency is flowing at a more rapid rate than others, and a lot of times it's blocked for a lot of us. We built these stones, these little fake stones, as if we can block the flow of life. And as I was saying, our lives are like banks. So you have this flow constantly coming in. Think of it like a monthly income. You have the flow either way. But a lot of people, they just spend their flow every month. Spend that money, spend their energy every month and don't get nothing back. But some people think, how can I use this flow to increase the flow and make everything flow better and flow smoother? And they realize that the habits that they have are like deposits. Your habits can either add more money to your life, add more flow to your life, make your life better, or you can withdraw from your monthly income. And some people are withdrawing and they don't have anything left. They done spent all their money, they in the negatives, and they still withdrawing. So it's crazy to see life from this perspective, and I really like this example. I don't know, the word's not coming to me right now, but analogy, yeah. So if you just think about the things you do on a daily basis, like for instance, I've been making a YouTube video. I'll wake up, I'll read, and I'll make a YouTube video. And just those two deposits, like I don't even have to do anything the rest of the day. I feel accomplished. But then I could go do a bad habit or something like that, and I'll only take away a little bit. So just think of like your life on a daily basis and your habits and the things you do as deposits. You're either adding to the flow or you're resisting it and withdrawing from it. And now there's less water, less abundance flowing toward you, less currency flowing toward you because you're blocking it and you're in the way by the things that you're doing. So, and it's not even only that, the mindset you have also blocks the flow. And also, I think a lot of us not knowing the flow exists, not knowing we're constantly manifesting, constantly flowing energy, and life is going on no matter what, that the unknowing is creating an unknowing and creating a life that is unknown, and we're wondering how we're manifesting these certain circumstances, but we're unbeknownst to the decisions and the fact that our creations and habits and things we do shape us and make us who we are. If you just think about anybody in the world, like the most successful person and somebody who's poor, the difference is simply their mindset and their habits. What you do on a daily basis is who you are. So if you just watching Netflix, just on social media, wasting your time, wasting your life, then don't expect you to have riches and abundance and the flowing at the rate that it can be, because you're blocking it. You're in the way. And then you ask where the flow is. That's something we tend to do as humans a lot. We'll get in our own way and ask why there's things in the way. That's a whole video for another day, because I just even love how that's said. Those words put together I think can really spark a lot within people. But yeah, man, when you realize that the things you do on a daily basis are not just things you do on a daily basis, are a part of who you are and contribute to the flow and the way your life is, you'll start to see and say, how can I add more good habits? And you don't have to just your whole day just be doing things that are beneficial to you. That's just kind of unrealistic. Even the people that have great routines and do the habits that they need to do to contribute to their lives and things like that, they use rewards and things like that. And just being a human is not being that disciplined, but having more discipline than not obviously pushes you and propels you further through life. So yeah, man, once you realize that the things you do are a product of you, a product of who you are, a product of everything, and you're constantly creating this math equation every day. So how will you add to your life? How will you add to the flow? How will you make the flow easier and just align yourself more with the way life is and the way life flows? I'm not saying you can't create. You just have to you just have to accept life, and life is just the teacher and everything. It is, but you have your contribution and you're teaching yourself also simultaneously with life. So yeah, man, are you depositing or withdrawing right now? I'm gonna make sure this is a deposit, right? So even just something simple like this, watching a video you need to watch, doing things that you know you need to do, are also deposits. And it's also like, you ever notice you have resistance to doing the things you know you need to do? And I think that's also in part because your routine and you're comfortable with doing the things that are easy, doing the things that are blocking your flow, that aren't really adding to your balance, to your bank, or you're adding and increasing your quality of life and using good habits to feel better. That's ultimately what it is feeling better in life. That's what we want to do. And I know a goal of pretty much everybody is in the pursuit of feeling good. So yeah, once you realize that everything you do is a contributor to everything you do, then you can start to get out of your own way and flow. And I feel like it's not even so much as adding a lot of new habits, but just doing the things you know you need to do on a daily basis. And okay, I remember what I was saying. Like the things you want to do, you feel resistance to them, or the things you know you need to do. And I think that's the other part of that, is because you know it's such a life-changing thing, and you know I don't know what's going on back there, but you know it'll alter your reality and change. And sometimes you want to stay the same because it's comfortable, and you know how much water is gonna flow. But if you remove some of those stones and get out of your own way, you're like, dang, this is too much abundance. I'm not used to all this. So you limit yourself and think you're not worthy of the flow and the abundance that you are. You constantly get this abundance, not even just monthly, daily. You have the ability to create, to live, to do what it is you want to do with this life. So do with that what you may, man. Whenever you live your life, go throughout your life, know that the things you do, the habits you do, are deposits or withdrawing. So what are you doing to add to your quality of life, to the flow of life? And just be mindful about doing more good habits than you do bad, and I guarantee your life will start to be better, and you'll start to see life with such a lighter, more beautiful perspective, because you know that the infinite flow is coming always and is always flowing right now, even if I'm not aware of it. But yeah, man, I appreciate y'all for watching. Your habits are like deposits. Y'all tap in with my music, making deposits with that, on the road, out now, everywhere. And the project could be out probably by the time y'all see this video. So yeah, man, y'all go tap in with that too. Near dear to my heart, and I'm in love and depositing into the creative process and into my infinite abundance, into the unlimited, and bringing myself back to that. And started at zero, getting back to unlimited. Let's go. I love y'all. We out.